Welcome back to the show and many thanks for staying with us. The 29-year-old man who allegedly took turns to defile a pair of twin girls in Apam in the Central Region has been remanded in police custody after he was arraigned earlier today. Correspondent Richard Kujonyako has the latest on how it went in court today. But first, here is a report on how this gentleman allegedly tied the girls up, warning them they'll die if they ever told anyone about their encounter with him. In this report, you'll also hear how mother of the victims was pressured to opt for an out-of-court settlement.
The
two girls, for the purposes of this story, would be called Isi and Eresi, share how they were brutally defiled by the 29-year-old man and warned not to tell anybody about it, lest they die. The twins live with their mother in someone's uncompleted building, where the mother has been asked to be the caretaker. We were sent by our mother to go and buy something for her. On our way, he called us to come. We were a bit hesitant, but we went. Upon getting there, he sent me to go and buy Coca-Cola for him. He warned me to keep long, and if I don't, he will beat me. The second of the twins continues the narration. When my sister left, the man pulled me into his room to watch TV while we wait for my sister. When we got to the room, he pushed me on his bed, tied me and threatened me to keep quiet. Should I defy his orders, he would kill me. He defiled me and warned me not to tell anybody. And then her sister returned after buying the Coca-Cola. They narrate the suspect and the first of the twins had then come to sit outside after the act. He told the second of the twins to send the cook to his room, and then he followed up. He tied me and slept with me and warned me not to breathe a word about it to anybody, lest I die. I was afraid and could not tell anyone. He slept with us in this way for 3 times. Some youth in the area suspected what had happened, went to tell the mother of the twins. A report was made to the police and a medical form was issued. Mother of the twins tells JoyNews he feels pressured to bring the matter home to be settled. The boys in the area came to tell me that someone has slept with my daughters. I asked my daughters and they confessed. When we went to the police station, the father of the suspect came to me and told me he would take care of the children, so I should let us settle the matter at home. I refused. The suspect is in the custody of the Apam police and is due to be put before the court, but it appears the single mother of the twins is facing threats even from the very men that helped her initially. Abna, whose husband died about 5 years ago, feels pressured and wants to be supported to seek justice for her twins. Richard Kujonyako, JoyNews, Apam.
And justice coming. Let's get to Richard Kujonyako, who is joining us via Skype all the way from the Central Region. Hello, Richard. Do tell us what happened in courts today.
Hello, Gifty.
Yes, Richard, do start all over again.
Okay, so let's start from Tuesday. The suspect was sent to the State Bureau Court. We were told that the court did not have any sitting, and so they had to bring the suspect back to the police custody. Today, they had to do another arrangement, and then they took the suspect to another court. We are told by the police that the court told them that they did not have the capacity to sit on the matter because it was beyond them. And so the suspect has been remanded to reappear on Monday where it would begin. And so that is what
Richard, I would like to know which other court. Now, if you're not hearing Richard clearly, Richard says that he was first taken to Sredru, and then there was no sitting by the court, and so he was subsequently taken to another court. Richard, which court is the second one that did not have jurisdiction?
So they took the suspect to the Apam court, where the judge told them that he does not have the jurisdiction at matter, and so the suspect has to be taken back to police custody. So they will do another arrest. The suspect should be sent on Monday. So as we speak now, the suspect is in police custody at Apam.
Okay. Now, let's come to the mother who told you that she was pressured to opt for an out-of-court settlement. Who was this person that was pressuring her?
Well, so the mother tells us that the father of the suspect who prepared on her has to be settled in the house, and he will personally take care of the train, their schooling, and the other compensate them for what has happened. According to the mother, they called and said that where the matter is out of their hands and they about it. But the interesting aspect about it is that the youth that helped them to that is reported to the mother started shining women. They were also joined suspect father in saying that so if we look on for the suspect to be killed, so that is the kind of pressure the woman is going through.
Richard, I had a bit of a difficulty following, but if I do hear you properly, you indicated that it was the father of the suspect. The father of the suspect who was putting pressure on the mother of the victims to opt for an out-of-court settlement, and she did not agree. I don't know if I got you right there, but if you can go over that part of the story for us.
That is correct, Gifty. So the father of the veiled on the case should be sent home, and that he will personally take care of children, a way of compensating them, taking care of the education. As I indicated earlier, children live with their mother in a completed building, and they are in class 4. When the mother gets money, so it becomes difficult for the mother to make the expectation that the woman is pressured more, might give in.
Okay, so it's all about the material needs of the. So the father of the accused taking advantage of the material needs of this family and trying to put pressure on them to withdraw this case from court. We do have a connection that's not very smooth, Richard, so we'll wait for that, the rest of the story, in a report that we believe you would file on the back of it. But Richard Kojonyako there, our Central Regional correspondent, who's joining us from the Central Region with an update on our story about this 29-year-old man. I'd love to know more about this gentleman, what we know about him, who is he? And but Richard we don't seem to have a very smooth connection there. Richard, we can try it one more time and find out who this gentleman is. What do we know about him?
We are told that he is an upcoming musician.
He is a what?
And he is now preparing an upcoming musician.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Oh, upcoming musician.
A musician.
Right. Right. Go yes. Ahead. Go ahead. Tell us what we know about him.
We are told that he is an upcoming musician, and he is sponsored heavily by his dad. Does virtually nothing apart from relying on the father's wealth, and they don't know the job he does in apart from the music he's working, musical career he's working on. So that is the bit we know about this job.
Okay. Hopefully, when this court finally, when the prosecutors finally settle on a court for him, a court that will sit on this matter, we'll be able to have more details about who this gentleman is. Richard, thank you very much for that update. Richard Kojonyako there, he joined us from the Central Region with details of the 29-year-old man who apparently or allegedly took turns in defiling 13-year-old a pair of twins, 13-year-old pair of twins. The father tried to pressure the mother to withdraw the case from the police station, but that did not happen. We're told that this gentleman is a musician or is aspiring to be a musician. Doesn't work, essentially lives off the father. We'll get more details as and when the court sits. In the meantime, he's been remanded in police custody with the Apam police.